Hello, everybody. Spider here, coming soon podcast. Of course, being joined by Hannah Fierman. How are you doing today?
Hey, doing good.
Now, of course, we are here in San Antonio, Texas, the convention, the Queens of Horror. The first time here in San Antonio.
It is. It's my first time. Yeah.
And I always ask because when you hear San Antonio, what's the first thing you think of?
Mexican food.
Close enough. I had two earlier said the Alamo, and I said, oh yeah, of course. You know, it's in the downtown area, but what about Texas? Is this the first time out here in the state?
No. I did a convention in Houston last year.
Nice.
It was great. Yeah, it was super fun. And I've driven across Texas a couple of times.
Just to get from point A to point B, right?
So I was driving to California. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. And where about are you from? Where are you from, like state-wise?
Atlanta.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
based
okay.
out of Atlanta. Yeah.
And is that where you reside now currently?
Pardon?
Is that where you reside? I mean, are you still in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And upbringing, I mean, how did you go about getting into film?
I started in theater and puppetry arts. I went to a very arts-driven private school when I was really young, and I enjoyed it so much that I never stopped, and then got into film when I was 17. I booked my first supporting role in a feature, and I just loved it. I still do. It's great.
And of course, 17, that was like, what, 2 years ago?
That was like, yeah.
And you look young. I saw you earlier. I was like, man.
I've been around though, so I'm not.
I know. Well, I mean, not so much that, but I mean, the experience, the films. I mean, obviously, you've been busy. What was it that got you into horror? I know a lot of times actors, that's pretty much the first thing they get into, but was that something you were pursuing?
No, it found me. I just got big freaky eyes, so horror is just like, oh yeah, you belong with us.
You're like, yeah, we can use you. And that was one of my questions. The eyes, I love the eyes. So of course, I mean, was that when they made the roles, were they kind of like, hey, you know what, this is perfect for you, or did they kind of change things for you once you got there?
Both.
Nice.
Both, yeah. So VHS, David and Nick wrote it, and they knew me at the time. So they did ask me to audition, but later,
they're like, you're in.
That, it was just basically like.
And of course, when it comes to audition, I mean, are you still doing that now, or are the people just casting you for films themselves?
Both. Yeah, mostly people approach me because they've seen my work.
Right.
And just offer me roles. But every now and then, I'll audition for something that's usually like mainstream stuff. Television, of course, I always audition.
Right.
Well, actually, no, that's not true. Because Creepshow, they didn't make me audition for Creepshow.
Oh, okay. They just called you and were like, hey, we want you in this?
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, which do you prefer? I mean, obviously you don't say no when they offer you a movie. I mean, I'm sure you got to read it and see what it's about, but would you prefer to audition or just...
I prefer them just give it to me.
Yeah. You see, and of course auditions, I mean, did they put you with a character you're going to play with to kind of see how the chemistry works, or is it just a line?
Yeah, I've done chemistry readings, is what they call it. And they get you and the other actors in the same room and just see how the dynamic works out. I did that with a film called The Unwanted. They had me read with a couple of different women that were going to play my character's lover. And they wanted to see the dynamic. And that was interesting. That was the first time I'd ever done that.
Okay, that's cool. And I gotta ask you, your look. I mean, obviously, you're swagging. You're over here. Is this a normal? I mean, is this how when it comes to being casual?
I don't usually wear trucker hats on the regular.
It fits you though. It looks great on you.
Yeah, and this one's the one I usually wear.
I know. I saw that earlier. I was like, yeah, you gotta love that.
Drew Marvin gave this to me.
Nice.
And then this one is from a J.R. Bookwalter movie.
Oh.
And he sent it to a friend of mine who gave it to me because he knows I like to wear trucker hats.
And it just so happens to match your shirt, so that works, right? And now, of course, what do you have going on this year? Are there any movies that you're working on currently?
Yeah. I directed a feature called Dark Circles. It's going to be out not out in a few months, but it's going to be finished in a few months.
Right.
And I'm very excited for that because we've been working on it a long time. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. And I've got 8 films that haven't come out yet.
You see, and I was gonna ask you about that because I see the same thing. I see production, and then it's like 2 years later, it's like, oh, it's coming out, and I'm like, man, what happened?
Sometimes it just takes a really long time, especially when you don't have any money to finish it.
Right, exactly.
So you're like pulling favors, and next thing you know, the content's obsolete because they waited so long to get it out. But hopefully that's not the case with the features that I've done recently. There's a few that I am really excited about. There's one called Dementophobia that I've been working on for a very long time, and I think it's very promising. I think it's going to be really good. It's a psychological horror.
Okay.
And I play a psychiatrist that is aware that she's losing her mind.
Oh, wow.
It's very scary. It's really, really well done. And what else? That's all I can think of right now,
But they are coming, though, of course. I mean, there's a couple of films out there.
I hope they don't just give up,
No. No, for sure. No, as far as production, I mean, obviously you're not just an actor. You're actually, are you writing? Are you participating on a lot more behind the scenes?
Well, I'm directing now a lot more, and I do a little writing.
Okay.
But usually I come up with the story, and somebody else writes it for me.
You're like, finish it.
I'm not that talented of a writer. But yeah, I'm leaning more towards directing, and of course I'm going to continue to act.
Cool. Now, let me ask you, when it comes to the eyes, who do you get those from mom or dad?
Kind of combination. Yeah, nobody in my family has eyes like me.
Oh, there you
I don't know
go.
where they came from. Yeah, I think I saw a picture of like a great aunt who had big huge eyes.
Yeah.
She kind of looked, she looked a little bit Spanish. Like I think maybe she was like Sephardic.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so.
You're like, it's me.
I'm like, it's me.
And of course, growing up as a kid, I mean, were you picked on a lot? Were you bullied because of your eyes? I mean, was that always
I was teased relentlessly because of my gigantic eyeballs.
And of course, throughout the years, paid off, right? Now you're over here and they're out there somewhere being miserable, right?
I hope not.
No, of course not. But of course, I thank you for letting me plug you in. Of course, it was a great meeting you, and I hope to see you. We're going to be traveling with our podcast throughout this year, so hopefully we'll see you back. We'll see you somewhere in the States. All right. Thank you, everybody out there. Of course, this is the Coming Soon podcast. So next time.